This tank is the Progetto 46. This is an Italian Tier 8 medium tank. The map is Epic Normandy. What makes this game interesting is that the enemy team is going to cap A, B, and C very, very quickly. I don't know the exact amount of time that it's going to take them to do it, whether it's going to be 30 seconds or 40 seconds or a minute, but they're going to do A, B, C straight out. And we're all going to be shocked at how not only how quickly they capped us, but I'm pretty sure they're going to also quickly win the game. So the game starts with 12 minutes on the clock. I start with the Progetto M46. This has been my go-to tank because I like the flexibility. I don't have 6 cents on it, but I like the fact that it's an autoloader, and I like the fact that when you run out of your 3 rounds, you can still reload and still be in the action. So you can see that they're already capping, A, B, and C are all being capped right now. And it looks like they have 30 seconds on the timer for cap A. And A, B, and C, based on the circles at the top of the screen, A is about halfway, C is about halfway. So I'm right here at the cap, trying to do whatever I can. I was able to get 3 penetrations. About a minute and a half has elapsed in the game. So this is the position that I'm taking at the start of the game now because I want to protect my cap as quickly as possible. So we lost Zone A, 1 minute and 40 seconds. And then C just fell 10 seconds later. And B's about to go. Okay, so that means it took 2 minutes for the enemy to cap A, B, and C. And as you can see, I'm having trouble getting out of here. Hopefully I'll stay in the game. And everyone in the chat is talking already, new record, wow, never saw all 3 go that fast, holy fucktards, etc. So that was really fast. Now they have 16 minutes to finish the final objectives. And I've played this game many times, and there's a lot of times when we only have 2 or 3 minutes for the final objective. For them to have 15 minutes to do so, 16 minutes, and they still can cap D, E, and F. They've got a lot of time. I'm not sure exactly what the maximum amount of time is, but I'm going to guess that it's going to be around 21 minutes. And if they capped A, B, and C that quickly, they're probably going to cap D, E, and F that quickly also. So I decided to pull in with the AMX CDA 105. This is a tank that has a high penetrating gun. This is what I use when I want to prevent the enemy from advancing. Instead of using the armor, I'm working under the presumption that my team is going to spot them and that I'm going to use the high penetrating gun to take enemy tanks out of the game. I do have the camouflage net, which I do use, and obviously I knocked this tree down. It's not a good spotting position. The enemy can easily get past me, and I think they will. I believe that IS-3 is going to show up over here the next time we see him. Okay, so you can see that there's an airplane flying overhead, which means that there was a recon flight. So it's possible that I was not fully within the tree when the recon flight occurred. And the camo net obviously did not prevent me from being spotted during the recon flight. This is one of the issues that I'm going to have to send a polite message to the developers, asking them to take in to consideration whether you're in a tree and whether you have a camo net, because I don't feel that I should have been spotted on that recon flight. So I got to wait 30 seconds. We're going to jump ahead. It looks like they're already advancing on the base at D. Let's see how they're doing on the other bases. The other bases, not so much. Now, so I lost my big gun.
Our reinforcements have arrived.
One of the options is to take a heavy tank out and to sit at the cap, or the light tank. One of the techniques that I use is I'll rush the base with a light tank and just start blasting everything in the base. It's basically going to be a suicide run. I'm asking my allies to drop artillery on Cap D. Sometimes they do. You can drop artillery anywhere on the map as long as you have it ready. I obviously hear stuff coming down, but I don't know if it was actually dropped on the cap. Yeah, we do want to soften them up as much as possible. You got to do as much damage as you can and get out of here. You'll notice that somebody dropped smoke on Cap D, so the enemies know of that tactic. So the Lorraine didn't shoot at me. I took a lot of shots at these tanks that didn't go anywhere. Ah, missed shot after shot after shot. I probably should have switched to the Lorraine. Okay, so I did have to switch to the APCR. I do need repairs now, but that was actually pretty good. I got 5 hits. I'm sorry, I got 3 hits. I might have fired 6 or 7 shots. 3 of them penetrated, but I also got spotting damage for 2 of the hits. So it looks like we were able to defend D. We did lose E already. So the enemy has a lot of time. They have 13 minutes, and they're at the objectives already. It's a very pressing game. I had the impression that it was like playing against a clan. Obviously, we're not playing against a clan. They're random teams, but the enemy team played very well. They used the proper strategy. They used the smoke screen. They used the recon flights. They capped quickly. They must have been using the engineering skill.
The main objectives have been reached.
So one of the assets about using this tank, not only can I react quickly to what's going on at the cap, but I can also snipe from a distance. And basically what I mean is that I can get to any sniping location that I want to relatively quickly. If you have a slow tank, you can't do that. Something like a Yag Tiger is a type of tank that is good to sit in the town where it's difficult to be flanked from behind, etc. This one I can go anywhere I want. So because I have artillery ready, there's a good chance I'm going to use it. I'm going to have to park somewhere where I can hide my tank. This is a good spot. So I'm going to probably drop some artillery on some tank that isn't moving. I believe I'm going to do a lot of damage against that WZ. The artillery is not as effective against strongly armored tanks, but against lightly armored tanks, you can do a lot of damage. So the WZ is now out of the game. I did get 530 spotting damage against the WZ. Now, you want to travel along the red line as much as possible, and the reason why is because the enemy tends to point their guns towards the center of the map, and if you're on the red line, it decreases the chance that the enemy is going to be pointing his gun at you, and it increases his reaction time. It gives you a lot more time to play safely. So they finally made it, the enemy finally made it to Objective 2. It took them a couple of minutes. Remember, they were at 16 minutes when they reached the objectives. So it took them approximately 4 minutes or 5 minutes. It took them about 4 or 5 minutes to get to Objective 2. Now, this is a really troublesome area. I really want to hit that tank so bad, but it's going to be really hard for me to get my gun in on him. So now the enemy is against Objective 4.
Zone F under attack.
And they're starting to cap F. What I'm doing right here, I want to win so bad, but it's really difficult to get into here, really difficult to get out of here, really sloppy driving. There's only 4 enemy tanks in the game, one of which is an SPG, so it really wasn't necessary for me to be doing this. What I should have done was just abandon these guys and just gone to the objectives and helped my team where the objectives are.
We have
Okay, so the enemy was able to destroy Objective 4, and this is part of the aspect of knowing how to play the game. You don't want to be here wasting your time when you're clearly winning a flank. We're clearly winning this flank. We just lost another objective. You know, we lost 2 objectives. We're in big trouble, and my team really needs me to be up there where those objectives are. I need to be up there spotting tanks, doing damage, slowing the enemy down. Because there's a Progetto behind me, I got to stay low to avoid his fire. I got to be as low in the map, even if it means getting into the water. The enemy is capping F. They've got 9 minutes left. They could easily cap D. They could easily cap F.
Objective 3 under attack.
Not only are they now beginning an attack on Objective 3, but we don't have anybody who can do anything about it. There's an IS-3 who's at the base, but he's not in a position to prevent those tanks from destroying Objective 3.
Ready for deployment.
You'll notice that I chose to spawn north of Objective 3. My only choice is to rush in and try and hit those M41s. I seem to recall that I'm going to get there right at the last minute and I won't be able to do anything. And I think the game's going to end. But let's wait and see what happens. The enemy's doing an excellent job. It's really important to be aware of what's going on, to be in the right place. I wasted too much time. And that's the game. Okay, I don't know how much time was left in the game. It was probably 8 or 9 minutes. I did 2,000 damage, 2,300 spotting damage, 1,100 blocked by armor. I reached the level of lieutenant. Basically what happened is the enemy capped A, B, and C in less than 2 minutes, or approximately 2 minutes, and they played very aggressively, which allowed them to win the game. They had 15 minutes to work on those final objectives, and it's definitely a winning strategy.